back to another edition of Evony with Genghis on server 68. So today I'm going to review the second new general that is available this in PAX this event, and it's Gaius Octavius. The first one was Ashoka. If you missed that review, it was on this guy right here who is awesome. But let's focus on Gaius, and it looks like Evony added two really good generals this time. Usually they add one good one and one kind of just a copy of someone else, a low-ranking general, and or they just have two crappy generals. But this time they gave us two really good ones. So first thing I noticed with Gaius is his core stats are big. 116, 115, 113, 115. Those are very high. He has a 15,186 power ranking to start. So, and then looking at his actual stats here, he is good. So this might actually be the best mounted general in the game right now. So 40% mount, 50%, 60%, 66%, and 30 more for 96%. Plus, you should be able to put an attack book on him because there are two attacks in there. So you should be able to put a mounted attack book on him, increase him even more. But he is very high. And also, he gives you 20% HP and 30% HP, which is very important for horses. So I'm just going to go right to the top and compare him to Roland, because Roland is probably the best PvP general, mounted general in the game. And Gaius is adding 96% attack and 30% HP. And looking at the core stats here, 105, Gaius beats him there. Gaius beats him in the politics. And Gaius is just a little bit short on the attack and defense. But now let's look at the stats. So we're looking at 96 and 30 as the key numbers. So right here we get 30% attack, 40% attack, 50% attack, 60% attack, and ending up with 85% attack. So Roland ends up with 85% attack and 25% HP. I believe the HP is right here, plus the original one. So Gaius is better based on that. The core stats here, just look at attack. That's the one that people care the most about for horses. So it's 118 going up at a rate of 8.91. And Gaius is 115 going up at 8.83. So they'll go up almost exactly the same rate and end up falling short probably about 7 or 8, maybe 10 points at the end. So that's about 0.5%, I think. And the HP is much higher and goes up at a very high rate. I would rate Gaius as the best. I'm just going to compare him to the one other guy who is extremely awesome, which is Hannibal. Martinez has kind of fallen to third just behind those guys, but he's awesome as well. Fourth, I guess, because Gaius is great. So let's look at Hannibal. Comes in at only 14,000 power. Hannibal has great HP, about the same attack as Gaius, but let's look at these statistics. So he's going to add 15% attack right away, and then 20% more as long as he's leading the army. So 35%, 45%, 55%, 65%, and that ends up at 101%. So you end up at 101% here. So, okay, so I would say after looking at this, I thought Hannibal and Roland were tied, but Hannibal's a little bit better. So I would rate it Hannibal, then Gaius, then Roland. But you cannot go wrong with any of them. We're talking about the difference is going to be, you're going to have 10% difference in attack or HP, depending which way you go with all of these guys. Those are the three prominent generals there are right now for mount. I myself have Martinez, and we can take a look at Martinez just to see. Martinez is a little bit outdated now. He's fallen a little bit behind, but he is just awesome. And He is in others. Here he is. So Martinez, top attack in the game, 120. And he gives you 40% right away on attack if you bring a dragon, 50%, 70%, 80%, and right here 126%, but you cannot put an attack book on him. So he falls, so you could basically take that 126 and subtract 25 to make it 101 equal to Hannibal, because Hannibal can take the attack book, or add the 25 to Hannibal to bring him up. The other downfall of Martinez is so much of his value is tied to the final specialty, 46%, and those are so hard to get. I'll just give you an example of how difficult they are to obtain. So my Joseph Johnson is now in the final specialty. To get this far, it has cost me over 5,000 runestones of the immortal runes, and those are the most difficult ones to get. It also cost me about 200 lucky stones, so it's a very tough thing. So these immortal stones, those are it's going to cost me probably about 8,000 is what I heard it takes to level up a general to max. So I have some work to go. So Gaius is a great general. If you get him, you're very lucky. And that's it. So this is Evony with Genghis on server 68. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.